As you can see, the boats are back in town. Buckle up as the Tri-City Water Follies spring testing is here. I'll tell you what you can expect coming up.
Thank you for joining us for our Law Enforcement Memorial. Please stand for the presentation of the colors.
Also ahead here at 6.
Honoring fallen officers in Yakima will take you out to the special ceremony.
And new at 6, 45 years later this Sunday, how the state of Washington and the whole country is remembering the eruption at Mount St. Helens.
And Stacy is tracking a weekend storm.
That's right. From the Yakima Valley to the Columbia Basin, we see the clouds moving in. Things are about to change for the weekend. I'll tell you all about it coming up. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us as we end the work week. I'm Wendy Redmond.
And hello, everybody. I'm Austin Reed. It is May the 16th.
Well, get ready to feel the rumble. The Tri-City Water Follies is gearing up once again for the annual spring testing event along the Columbia River.
Fresh at 6, our Dan Hansen shows us how fans can get a front row seat to all the high-speed action.
It's the unofficial kickoff to racing season. Since 1966, the Tri-City Water Follies have been fueling adrenaline junkies and riverfront fans alike, drawing tens of thousands to the Columbia Cup each summer. But spring testing, that's your exclusive preview of what's to come.
And what these drivers have to go through to race, it's just a lot of people say it takes no physical strength. I can tell you there's 95% of people couldn't get in a boat and do anything.
Chet Lipinski has been coming to these races since the very beginning, and he says spring testing is a day full of fast boats and good vibes. With hydroplanes hitting the water from 9 to 9, plus food trucks and live music to keep the party going. So whether you're here for the speed, the snacks, or the sound, this is shaping up to be one high-octane weekend. And where else can you see boats like this racing down the Columbia?
Well, but we just go out and test out the motors, just make sure all the equipment, everything works properly, and then, hopefully by, as the day goes on, we'll be cranking her up a little bit.
U1 driver J. Michael Kelly, piloting the Beacon Electric for Strong Racing, is a two-time Gold Cup winner. He says Tri-Cities holds a special place. It's where he debuted back in 2004. And for him, spring testing is all about shaking off the winter rust.
As long as the conditions don't get too bad, we'll be able to get out there and at least get some shakedowns and stuff like that. We might not be able to run as hard as we normally would.
If you're planning to go, parking opens early, 8 a.m. Just $5 a car, but spots fill up fast. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Dan, have a good weekend. Thank you. Spring testing runs just one day, so if you want to get a taste of the action before the Columbia Cup this summer, tomorrow is your chance to feel the need for speed. With the weekend looming, let's get right to Stacy Lee, who is closely monitoring some changes in our weather.
All right, so shall we list off everything she's looking at? She's tracking so much. Okay, rain, thunder, even some snow possible, and then wind. Stacy, you've got to explain all this.
Yeah, they said make Friday busy for the weather lady. So yeah, I've been busy tracking it all. And you can see the clouds starting to move across the Yakima Valley. This is wave 1 of 2 systems coming out of Alaska over the next couple of days. 66 degrees right now in our Biomark Skycam in Yakima. Our feels like temp, it's good, 66. Winds at 9 miles per hour. Those will start picking up as we move into our Saturday into Sunday. Humidity at 42%, so you can kind of feel the moisture in the air. Temperatures are mild 60s and the low 70s through the region. As far as winds go, they're pretty light tonight comparing over the last few days. So those are not going to stay that way, though, going forward. Planning your evening, like we said, 60s and 70s down to the 50s and 60s at 8, 50s all across the area by 10 o'clock. So your winds increase tonight. We have a break between systems, those breezy storms on Saturday, strong gusty winds on Sunday. And again, watch for some possible thunder boomers late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I'll get more into that coming up. Austin, Wendy?
Thank you, Stacy. Sunday commemorates the 45th anniversary of the eruption of Mount St. Helens.
The eruption, triggered by a 5.1 magnitude earthquake, caused the entire north face of the volcano to collapse in the largest landslide ever recorded. Hot ash and pyroclastic flows destroyed everything in their path, including forests, bridges, and homes. At least 57 people lost their lives in the eruption. Ash fell and spread as far as the Midwest, grounding flights and turning day into night in nearby towns.
Heads up about a burn restriction soon in certain areas. It's to help prevent wildfires. The Yakima County Fire Marshal is collaborating with the county's fire districts and the Clean Air Agency on this. Yakima County Fire Marshal Doug Wirt says the burn restriction will be from June through September. He says they wanted to give people a little bit more time to burn any debris before the restriction starts. He also says once the restriction is in effect, the only things allowed are propane or natural gas fired fuels, meaning propane barbecues and natural gas barbecues can still happen, but he says anything else like charcoal would not be allowed.
The reason we did it that way is because you can turn off gas, right? Once you turn it off, the hazard's gone. Everything else, you can't just turn it off. So if you have barbecue that's charcoal, it takes time for that to go out. So it's a hazard. So we eliminated all those hazards that you can't just turn off with a spin of a dial.
Where it says this burn restriction would only affect those who live in Yakima County's unincorporated areas. If not followed, you could receive a $1,000 fine.
This comes as fire restrictions are now in effect for all Bureau of Land Management public lands throughout both Washington and Oregon. BLM leaders encourage all visitors to be aware of active restrictions and closures as warmer, drier weather is forecasted all around the Pacific Northwest.
So the use of fireworks, exploding targets or metallic targets, steel component ammunition, tracer or incendiary devices, and sky lanterns are now prohibited. Officials say these restrictions help reduce the risk of human-caused fires.
New tonight, today, a very special day in downtown Yakima for the police department. You know, this week marks National Police Week 2025, and the department here held their law enforcement memorial outside Sarge Hubbard Park's Greenway building. YPD says that there was a very strong community turnout and they deeply appreciated the support. A number of local agencies and federal partners were also on hand this morning.
When a law enforcement officer dies in the line of duty, there's a tremendous loss to their families, the department, and the community. It's extremely important that we never forget their sacrifice and support their families, friends, and co-workers in the years to come.
Doing a job like this takes honor, commitment, courage, and sacrifice. The men and women who wear the uniform are truly a thin line between civilization and anarchy.
The morning started off with the presentation of colors, followed by the national anthem. Guest speakers included Deputy Mayor Matt Brown, former officers, and members from the Yakima Warriors Association.
The Washington State Patrol says they arrested 2 people they believe were involved with a drug trafficking organization that used toxic pesticides that are deadly to humans and animals. A search warrant was issued on May 14th in Bonnie Lake and Orting. WSP believes the organization manufactured illicit cannabis with illegally imported toxic pesticides, which are highly toxic with direct contact. Detectives say there are no prior documented cases of similar pesticides found in Washington. Hazmat crews seized about 4,000 cannabis plants from 2 locations, which were destroyed. 2 men were arrested on charges of unlawful possession of a controlled substance with intent.
Over to Pasco now. Very big news for travelers and the Tri-Cities economy as a whole. The airport is getting a major boost from the federal government. A $7 million grant from the FAA will help kickstart the airport's terminal expansion plan. The funding comes from the Airport Infrastructure Grant Program under the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. It will go toward several early stage projects, including tripling the size of the airport's baggage makeup area.
We recently opened bids, so we will begin construction this year on a new baggage makeup area, and we're going to be adding 3 jet bridges to the terminal. So very exciting things happening on the growth front as well.
Officials say this will make baggage handling safer and more efficient without impacting passengers during construction. The new funding builds on a $4 million federal grant the airport received last year. And the Legends Powwow Stick Game Tournament starts tonight. It continues through Sunday. This is happening at State Fair Park in Yakima.
This is a Yakima Nation Legends event. The powwow will be in the Sun Dome, and the Stick Game Tournament will be held in the Modern Living Building. You are invited to enjoy dance contests, drum performances, food and craft vendors, and much more.
The news at 6 is just getting started. If you have hazardous waste, listen up. Hermiston is hosting an event this weekend.
Also ahead and all new at 6.
A popular Richland playground just got a major upgrade. We'll give you more insight into the reopening tonight.
And here's a live picture from our Skycam network in Kennewick. Stacy says it's going to be not the best weekend, at least for Saturday.
Pretty active weather we're looking at, so don't go anywhere, and we'll detail that out for you when we come back.
Lifetime Dental is committed to providing the best dental care in the Tri-Cities by treating patients like family, as well as providing a healthy work-life balance for the team. Hear what their doctors have to say.
I think developing that relationship with a patient is where you get the trust. And then with the trust is when you can really kind of build on these treatment plans and provide the best care for them so that the outcome is most predictable and that they're the most satisfied. I think my passion kind of more stems from the problem-solving aspect of dentistry. So I really like getting complex patients that need a lot of different needs and kind of figuring out a plan that incorporates like good dentistry to kind of solve their problems. I think I just get that emotional recharge from just kind of spending quality time with family. So my 2 girls and then my wife. So we try and get out of the house and get up in the mountains or go to the beach and just kind of do quality things together. And that's kind of where I get my most recharge from, for sure.
Lifetime Dental Care, located at Queensgate, voted best dentist in the Tri-Cities 9 times.
Here comes the sun. Get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. Find your ride with the new 2025 Kia Carnival LXS. Named best in class for cargo and passenger space. Now just $38,990. Plus, get 3.9% interest for up to 48 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
I'm Eduardo Morfin. Morfin Law Firm thanks you for 5 years of support. Remember, when choosing an attorney, select a local attorney that supports your local community.
At Consumer Reports,
we're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
At McCurley Subaru, service has always meant more than just turning wrenches. It's about turning trust into lasting relationships. That's why we've expanded to better serve you. Double the oil change bays, 33% more technicians, and faster turnaround with basic services done in about 45 minutes. And we don't just service Subarus. We work on all makes and models, old and new. Whether you're maintaining your vehicle or facing something bigger, our newly remodeled service department is ready when you are. McCurley Subaru, your way home. Book your service appointment today at McCurleySubaru.com.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back, everybody. All new at 6 now and in local living, a beloved Richland playground has a brand new look, and the community showed up in a big way to celebrate.
What was once known as Sturgeon Cove at Howard Amon Park has been transformed into an inclusive river-themed play space. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert has the story from the ribbon-cutting celebration.
Since last September, families across Richland have been eagerly awaiting the reopening of one of the city's most popular play areas at Howard Amon Park. And today, the wait is finally over.
Always been my kids' favorite playground, so they've been waiting and watching for all these months for it to get ready, and we're just super excited for it to be open today.
Now reimagined with cruise ship theme, the revamped playground is bigger, brighter, and built for everyone. The space features dueling zip lines, more swings, including expression swings, and sensory-friendly equipment designed for kids for all abilities.
From the paddle wheel cruise ship structure to the river-inspired surfacing, it connects to the Columbia River that shapes so much of our local culture and economy.
Once Sturgeon Cove is now a new playground full of new features that make this playground more fun, accessible, and inclusive for everyone in the Richland community. The new layout also includes dedicated preschool areas and soft rubber surfacing designed to mimic the colors of the Columbia River, offering both safety and ADA accessibility.
They offer a space for children to take calculated risks, learn to swing higher, climb farther, and challenge themselves.
City officials say Friday's turnout was one of the biggest ribbon-cutting events in recent memory, proof that the community was more than ready to welcome that new chapter at the park. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
This project wouldn't have been possible without the public's donations.
We have a traffic alert for our viewers in Northern Oregon. Concrete pavement repairs are scheduled to start next week on the Interstate 82 southbound lanes. ODOT says that a closure on the right-hand lanes will begin Monday. Officials say when that work is finished, the closure will move to the left-hand lanes. After work on the southbound side is done, northbound lane work will begin. The speed limit will be dropped to 55 miles an hour. Construction will continue into September.
Tomorrow in Hermiston is the I Love My City event. This community-driven initiative brings people together to beautify the city and responsibly dispose of waste. This includes the community recycling event, household hazardous waste collection event, shredding services, and free mattress removal. It is free for all Hermiston residents. It's from 9 to 3 at a variety of locations. Just head on over to applevalleyNewsNow.com for more information.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And it's been a fairly quiet day today, but we are starting to see those increasing clouds. So the sky's starting to darken. At least it wasn't that windy today. 70 degrees right now in our Legends Casino sky cam. Our feels like temp is 77. Winds are light at 3 miles per hour. Our sunset at 8:25. Things are a-changing. We've got a big system moving in from the Gulf of Alaska. It's already hitting the northern corner of the state, the Olympic Peninsula, and we're starting to see some showers move towards the Cascade Mountains. Let's take a look at our future cast starting overnight tonight. Again, increasing clouds. Here comes that first band of showers early tomorrow morning. This is where we could see some thunder showers developing here so far, right around 395, east of 395, and then some showers spilling over into the Columbia Basin. We could even see some sprinkles here in Ellensburg and Yakima. Very unsettled, as you can see by the map on your screen, and that's pretty much going to describe the entire day tomorrow. As we get into Saturday night, look at the mountains here. We have blue on our map for the first time in quite a while. That is snow, and we could see some snow at pass level at Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, and even up in the blues, the toll gate area. So be watching for that. Now, snow shouldn't be sticking. Obviously, the roads are warmer now, but it still could create some driving hazards in the region. So just be prepared for that. You can't get pass reports. They ended already, so just be aware. Here's what it looks like water total wise. Not very impressive, but up to about a half an inch or so in those upper elevations, much less below. Now here's the bigger impact this weekend. We're talking winds. We'll start off okay tomorrow, light winds, and then they increase after 2. As you can see, some of the winds are pretty strong in the foothills and even starting to get picking up in the Columbia Basin. Here's our futurecast starting on Saturday morning. Fairly light, not too bad. And then as the day moves along, by 5 o'clock, you'll start feeling those strong gusty winds, especially in the Yakima, Kittitas valleys, Columbia River Gorge, northeastern Oregon, and those winds. That's just the beginning of the system that even increases on Sunday. We have a first alert weather day for the Kittitas Valley with gusts 60 to 65 miles per hour. So very windy day again on Sunday. We will dry out though. The shower should taper off for us on Sunday. Tomorrow is the very uncertain scattered day. All right, we've got 40s for our overnight lows, 51 at Hanford, 49 Sunnyside, 48 Tri-Cities, 47 in Pendleton. 7-day planner, there's your breezy winds, there's your chance of thunder showers, and again, on and off, hit and miss. We'll see, hopefully miss, but just be prepared for that. Your winds 30 to 40 miles per hour on Sunday. In Yakima, we'll see those gusty winds as well, the chance for thunder showers, and winds 25 to 35 on Sunday. Ellensburg, first alert weather day Sunday due to those strong gusty winds, 60 to 65 miles per hour, and yes, chance of thunder showers in the area. Walla Walla has a pretty good chance. They have probably the best chance of us all to see those thunder and lightning happening overnight. 30 to 40 mile an hour winds on Sunday, and then things start to mellow out next week and look a little more normal, about the average for this time of year. So tomorrow's our wild weather day, and we always say when the thunder roars, head indoors. So I know there's like lots of sports going on. It's spring. People are doing lots of outdoor activities. Bring the umbrella. Just be prepared. So.
All right.
And then go inside.
Man, we always hope that doesn't fall on a Saturday.
Right.
But
there you go.
Here it is.
There it is. Just in time for the weekend.
We'll deal with it. We'll be ready.
Thank you, Stacey. Up next on your news at 6.
Well, how about this? A baby that wasn't breathing went to the hospital, but the hospital was closed. We'll tell you what happened next.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers? Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
In the Korean War, Fred served his country with honor. Then he came home to serve his community, opening Fred's Appliance, a store built on trust, family, and service. 63 years later, we're still family-owned, still local, and still here for you. This Memorial Day, we honor those who served, like Fred, and invite you to check out what's on sale. Swing into Fred's today and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock Get It Today inventory in the region. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today, 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland.
At Good Shepherd, we are your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We are with your family every step of the way, with specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment. We provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week, because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Hey, check this out. Heart-stopping moments outside Chester Medical Center yesterday afternoon. Moments after Governor Josh Shapiro wrapped up a press conference, a family showed up at the closed hospital saying a baby wasn't breathing. Paramedics who were there for an earlier news conference cradled the baby in their arms, but that little one could not be admitted to the hospital because the hospital has been shut down for weeks. Nurses, sidelined by the hospital closure, jumped right in and saved the baby. You can see here, it was all caught on tape.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, crews inspecting a stormwater pipe in Florida found an unexpected resident, but maybe not too surprising since it is Florida. Take a look. Watch the camera shuffle below the concrete. Crews were making sure the stormwater pipe was ready in the rainy season. Yeah, you see him there, Austin. And they spotted just a gator chilling inside. There he goes. The city posted on social media saying, "You loved him the first time around and now he's back." Okay, so the first time they're referring to was actually 2 years ago. Same area, Austin, same routine check of a pipe. Though they say it's highly unlikely this is the same gator from before. Maybe they just all like that spot. Look at him walk.
So.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. They say they named the little fella Pipe Pup.
Pipe Pup. He looks
not
small.
So cuddly though, right?
Yeah, he looks small for a gator. All right, everybody else is signing off, but we're just getting started with the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. next.
Yes, and we got you covered with your weather forecast. Remember, we might have a pretty active weekend ahead. We want to make sure that you know exactly what is headed your way. Get our brand new Apple Valley News Now weather app right now. Just scan that QR code you see on your screen. We'll be right back.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Get ready, Walla Walla. The sweetest season is here. Join us at the ballpark as the Walla Walla Sweets hit the field for another unforgettable season. Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for a fun night out, there's something for everyone at a Walla Walla Sweets game. Grab your peanuts, popcorn, and Lucky Cap, because this season the Walla Walla Sweets are bringing the thrill of baseball right to your backyard. Don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets now and be part of the Walla Walla Sweets experience. Let's play ball.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
More than 5 sunburns double your risk of melanoma. So when outside, use sunscreen with an SPF of at least 15. More at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Skin cancer prevention and screening available at Prosser Memorial Health. Visit prosserhealth.org.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Rooster Tails, fireworks, and Dust Devils baseball. It's all happening Saturday, May 31st, and you could be there free. Enter right now on our mobile app or click on contests at applevalleyNewsNow.com, and we'll see you there.
Millions of people deal with obesity and face unfair weight bias every day.
We don't want you on our team. You're too slow and fat.
Weight bias is harmful, not helpful.
Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
Learn more about weight bias and how to help end it. Visit stopweightbias.com.
Let's work together to stop weight bias today.
Apple Valley News Now is Kennewick.
Apple Valley News Now is Richland.
Apple Valley News Now is Walla Walla. Our broadcast center may be here in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be, leading the way with local news you trust. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m.
The Giza Theater in Walla Walla gets support from a local business.
We'll have that story, and we're taking a look at local events happening this weekend.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30, on your side.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us as we are ending the week together. Happy Friday. Austin Reed alongside Wendy Redman, and here we go.
Yep, here we go indeed. We are all getting ready for a potentially very active weather weekend, and it seems to entail a lot of elements to it.
Let's get right over to First Alert. Stacy Lee with the latest.
Let's first start with our First Alert weather day. That'll be Sunday again. This is kind of a repeat of what we had last weekend. 60 to 65 mile an hour winds, so very, very windy in the Kittitas Valley. While we're at it, Sunday, the 45th anniversary of Mount St. Helens. Now, this was a viewer photo sent in earlier, and for you younger people, this is how we had to do a panoramic shot back in the day. You took 3 photos, you taped them together, and that's what that is. So Little Badger, Badger Mountain, and Candy Mountain, and those clouds, those are not clouds. That is from Mount St. Helens, thanks to our good friend Rick Zimmerman for again having those photos available and turning it into a modern day panoramic shot for us. Again, and we'll talk about that later. 70 degrees outside, boys on the field. Going to be a great night for baseball, a little on the chilly side later, so make sure you grab a coat if you're headed out to the game. Temps are looking nice and mild through the area right now, and tomorrow, this is what you got. A lot of rain, possible thunder and lightning, 50s and 60s for your daytime highs. So those winds increase tonight. We have a break between systems, those thunderstorms on Saturday, and then gusty winds coming back on Sunday. Austin, Wendy?
All right, thank you for that, Stacy. Following up now, farmers and those in the agricultural community are celebrating a legislative win.
Governor Ferguson signed House Bill 1912 into law. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma says this law is all about supporting those who help provide food for those in need, as he also signed a couple of laws supporting the agricultural community.
It came out to be one of the prime issues that we were going to face in agriculture. He's kept his word, and he helped me work through this. This is a heavy lift, as we call it. The bill is hard to move through the legislature, and the governor kept his word to me, and we made it happen. And thank you for your help. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Representative Tom Dant of the Republican Party is the primary sponsor of 1912 relating to the exemption for fuels used for agricultural purposes in the Climate Commitment Act. Ferguson says this bill is a direct reflection of part of his inaugural address as part of his commitment to supporting farmers.
Farmers have been having a big challenge accessing the exemption that they are entitled to. And so this is an issue that I had a chance to talk with many folks, but especially Representative Dent, and it's one that we talked about a number of times. And so this legislation clarifies which fuels are exempted and extends the exemption for an additional 2 years. This will help ensure fuel used for agricultural purposes is truly exempt from any added cost resulting from the Climate Commitment Act, as promised.
Ferguson says this bill helps the CCA to continue while also still showing up for farmers in Washington.
We as a state, we're not honoring commitment to farmers and folks in the agricultural community to give them that fuel exemption from the Climate Commitment Act. And I just felt when I came into office that it was important to honor that commitment, to work through the challenges of the legislative process, work with Representative Dent and others as well, and just really pleased they were signed that into law. So it's really standing up for farmers and making sure they're getting the exemption that they most certainly deserve.
Ferguson also signed into law Senate Bill 5485.
Identification program through July 1st, 2030. Washington State's livestock producers rely on this program to help track ownership, deter theft, and support the health and safety of the state's livestock industry. This bill ensures the continuation of current livestock identification fees, the Livestock Identification Advisory Committee, and the Livestock Identification Program reporting requirements.
This law is set to be in place July 1st of 2025. Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Well, the Trump administration proposed eliminating the National Endowment for the Arts, and organizations across the country are already seeing terminations. One business in Walla Walla had an out-of-the-box idea to provide support. Peggy Frass, the owner of Marguerite, is having magnets and stickers made with proceeds going to the Giza Powerhouse Theater. Monica Boyle, the executive director of the theater, says as a nonprofit, much of what they do is based on community support and grant funding. But in this time of uncertainty, ticket sales have been down and a number of funding paths are closing. The theater has previously received federal grant funding for outreach work, and now they have $100,000 worth of applications pending. She says this does not impact this year's budget, but it could significantly change the plans for next year. Boyle spoke about how she felt when Frass shared her idea.
I just felt so supported and so loved. And it was this like rainbow through the rain of telling us that while things are a little bit sad and gray these days, it was just a reminder that the people in our community care and that we're going to be okay. We can all do this, but we're going to have to do it together.
Boyle says it's critical that people continue to support the arts right now.
To your money, Costco is joining the Buy Now, Pay Later bandwagon. The wholesaler is partnering with payment platform Affirm to offer customers installment plans for online payments on larger purchases. Members can use Affirm to pay for purchases priced from $500 to $17,000. There are several monthly payment options for different lengths and prices of installments to pay off the purchase. Installments are not an option for purchases in physical Costco stores. In the meantime, Rite Aid is clearing its shelves. The bankrupt company has sold most of its pharmacy services nationwide to rivals CVS, Albertsons, Kroger, and Walgreens. The CEO of Rite Aid says the sell-off will benefit its pharmacy customers and preserve jobs for Rite Aid employees. CVS made the most purchases, picking up prescription files for more than 600 locations in 15 states. Earlier this month, Rite Aid filed for bankruptcy for the second time. It came only months after the chain left a previous Chapter 11 process and became a private company. The Region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. Just getting started. Here's what's coming up next.
Well, if you want to know what events are happening this weekend, we'll share plenty of local options when we return.
And Stacy's back with your first alert weather forecast as we are going into the weekend. Lots to talk about. She'll detail it all for you when we come back.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Next, E.T. It's a beautiful day. We're checking in with Bono from Cannes, his new collab with Brad Pitt, and why the new era of U2 is here.
We're having a moment.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Are you spending too much time in the bathroom? After years of straining and pushing due to an enlarged prostate, your bladder loses its flexibility and strength. And none of these common prostate supplements do anything for the bladder problem. Only all-new Ideal Prostate Plus supports both the prostate and the bladder. Call now to find out how you can get your risk-free bottle of Ideal Prostate Plus, a free bottle of Ultimax, and our comprehensive guide to prostate and bladder health. Try Ideal Prostate Plus for a full 30 days. And if it doesn't help you sleep through the night, reduce urgency, frequency, and that humiliating dribbling and leaking, just return the unused portion and your credit card will never be charged for the product. That's how sure we are it's going to work for you.
I don't worry about if there's a bathroom nearby. I'm getting a good night's sleep. Oh, it's amazing.
Call 1-800-547-1228.
Here comes the sun. Get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. Find your ride with the new 2025 Kia Carnival LXS. Named best in class for cargo and passenger space. Now just $38,990. Plus, get 3.9% interest for up to 48 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
Today, Grady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, this weekend is jam-packed with events for the whole family all across our region.
Yeah, if you are in the mood to take in a baseball game or a circus event, there is something for everyone. Where will our events copter take us tonight, though? Take a look. Let's start in Toppenish at Legends Casino and Hotel. They are hosting their Powwow and Stick Games event starting Friday night. It goes through Sunday. The public is invited to see dance contests, drum performances, food and craft vendors, much more too. In Kennewick, the Paranormal Cirque 2 show is in town until Monday night. The show features performers from all over the world doing feats that are not for the faint of heart. The performance promises to show you theatrical circus and cabaret performances. But be warned, this is for mature audiences only. Now let's head to Yakima, where Repair Cafe Yakima is celebrating its first anniversary. The event is Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Yakima Maker Space. Repair Cafe Yakima fixes anything from clothing to toasters, jacket zippers, jewelry, and bicycles. And on this special day, repair services will be free for Yakima Valley residents. Let's head down to Umatilla County in Oregon, where the Oregon National Guard is hosting an Armed Forces Day event at the Reese Training Center on Saturday. Members of Oregon's own 234th Army Band will be playing, and there will be food trucks as well as military equipment and an F-15 flyover at the event. This all starts at 10:20 a.m. On Saturday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., Indivisible Tri-Cities is also hosting an Armed Forces Day picnic at the Regional Veterans Memorial in Columbia Park in Kennewick. Guests are encouraged to bring snacks to share while gathering to show gratitude to veterans and have fellowship. Now, if you're looking to bug out, then don't miss the Sip and Sprout at Thurston Wolf Winery on Saturday in Prosser. Stacy Gringus from Bug Girls Garden will be teaching people about native plants and bugs, of course, plus gardening tips. This all starts at 3 p.m. Let's head back to Yakima County. The city of Sela is hosting its Community Days starting Friday and going through Sunday. There's a dance contest on Saturday with prizes given away for best costume and best dancers. It is happening at Wixon Park, and there are events all weekend long for the whole family. On Saturday in Pasco, the Benton Franklin chapter of PFLAG is hosting its Walk and Roll fundraiser starting at 10 a.m. at Chiawana Park. This event will also have a picnic, resource fair, and fun yard games. This is all to raise awareness for LGBTQ+ youth on bullying, suicide, and self-harm prevention. And let's not forget about Walla Walla. The entire community is invited to the return of the River Salmon Festival starting at 11 a.m. at Walla Walla Community College. This is a free event that will have all kinds of hands-on activities, interactive displays, obstacle courses, and vendors. We've got an event happening on Sunday in Wapato. Fortuity Family Fun Day starts at noon at Fortuity Cellars on Lombard Loop Road. Come see a fire truck up close and meet Ember the safety dog from Sunnyside and have a Mill Burn Smash Burger. The event is free and vendors will be on hand to purchase food with proceeds going back to the Yakima Valley Fire and Injury Prevention Association. Man, if only we had our own helicopter.
We need to work on that.
We need to work on that.
Who do we call?
I have my sources. All right, for more on these events or check out the details, just go to applevalleyNewsNow.com. Also happening this weekend, the Dust Devils. They are back in action, and we'll be out there. Many of us will, right? Because it's the Apple Valley News Now night.
Right. I'm just fingers crossed that the weather holds out. I mean, I don't know about the timing of this storm rolling through, but it might be a soggy game. We'll have to find out.
So for more on our...
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And Wendy, baseball hat and waterproof mascara. That's going to be, I'm just saying, be prepared. Yakima Fed Skycam, we're watching light winds blowing our windmills out here in Kennewick, 70 degrees that is. Our winds are light at 3 miles per hour. Our sunset at 8:25. Big changes in the weather. We've got round one of a two-part storm system already starting to move in across the Olympic Peninsula. It's bringing those clouds, and we'll start seeing some showers developing late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Let's look at Futurecast. So overnight tonight, White Pass, Blewett Pass, maybe Ellensburg, and then we see these showers coming up from the south for Hermiston, Pendleton, Battle Mountain, Cabbage Hill, Tollgate area, and then some of those sliding into the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities fairly early. Hopefully they go away, but as you can see, it's very unsettled and unpredictable on this Futurecast model. It's showing those showers and some of those darker colored spots, especially with red in them. That's where we have the potential of thunderstorms. So look for those, particularly here in the foothills of the Blues. The other thing we're seeing on this map is snow. We have the chance of some snow at our upper elevations above 3,500 feet, but that impacts Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, and the Tollgate area. So if you're traveling those roads, be prepared for a little bit of snow, and shouldn't stick, but could make those roads a little slick out there. So be safe. Here's our rain totals. Not too impressive, not a ton of rain out of this, just very active and kind of unsettled all through the area. Now, the biggest impacts this weekend are going to be those winds. We start out fairly mild on Saturday, but the winds start to pick up, as you can see, from 2 o'clock in the afternoon on. And when we say pick up, they really start to pick up later in the day, and you'll see those strong gusty winds all through the area. This is around 5 o'clock on Saturday. Look at 9. Those winds really get going, and they just keep going and blowing through Sunday. Sunday will be the bigger day wind-wise as far as that goes. Here's some of the gusts we could be seeing from 8 to 8 on Sunday, 60 to 65 miles an hour there in the Kittitas Valley. So very active weather. As for tonight, fairly mild, a few clouds coming in. If you're doing anything outside, grab a coat. We're going to be down in the 40s for most of us tonight through the area. Here's those breezy winds, those chances of rain, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds on Sunday. Things start looking better as the week progresses next week. We think things quiet down quite a bit. We're not seeing a whole lot of rain chances in the forecast, and the temperature's just getting warmer. Here's Ellensburg. That's where we have that first alert weather day. That is on Sunday. Again, 60 to 65 mile an hour wind gusts. Poor Ellensburg, but you guys deal with it a lot. I'm sure you're used to it by now. And those breezy winds continue in Ellensburg right on into next week. Walla Walla has a good chance for those thunder showers. That's where I'm thinking more than likely. If you do have outdoor plans in Walla Walla Saturday, be careful, get indoors. I know they have that salmon fest going on, so that might be something to think about. Breezy winds going into next week. In Hermiston, also look at the cool down in the 60s. We'll be back in the 70s, maybe even close to 80 by the end of next week. Can the weather just hold out and be really nice next weekend? That's what I would like.
That would be great, right?
And is not next weekend, but the weekend after is Memorial. When's Memorial weekend?
Yeah, not next weekend,
Okay.
the weekend after that, yeah.
Well,
all right.
Let's hope for better weather.
Well, we have time for the weather to...
Right, things can happen.
You know.
It's spring,
Yeah.
and that's just how it goes, so.
I mean, there is a chance, right, throughout the day, all across
There's
our
going to
area,
be times when it's
pockets
not,
of-
and then
right.
little pop-up storm. So it's just unsettled. So those guys are really hard to like go pinpoint. Yes, it's going to happen here. So we're trying our best on that one.
Okay. Thank you very much. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 6:30. It is National Barbecue Day.
And we'll tell you more about how to celebrate. I think you might have some ideas, but so do we after the break.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers, expand your palate, and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union, money where it matters.
What makes NU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to newuwomensclinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
Today's seniors are enjoying life more than ever before, and part of that comes from the independence of driving. Just because I'm a senior, and maybe you are too, do we really have to pay outrageously high insurance rates? No, we don't.
When was the last time you checked to see if you could get a lower insurance rate?
Just call the number on your screen and speak with a licensed insurance agent.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, you're just throwing your money away.
You change your oil, you change your tires. Well, maybe it's time to change your car's insurance company.
You may be able to save a lot of money.
As a responsible driver, you always check your gauges, right? And you check for other cars and pedestrians.
Well, now is the time to check on your auto insurance rates. You need to make sure that you're not paying more than you need to.
1-800-825-0861. 1-800-825-0861.
Floor scuffs, tears, and nasty scratches. Forget them for good with Ruby Sliders, the chair leg covers that stretch to fit most chairs and make floor marks a thing of the past. Slide it here, slide it there, slide it anywhere. Just slip them on and keep your floors looking like new. They fit any size or shape furniture leg and glide effortlessly. Forget flimsy felt pads and caps that don't fit. Just stretch it on and slide it. Call or click now to get Ruby Sliders for as low as 99 cents with free shipping.
Aren't you just a spoonful of sugar? Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05. Apple Valley News Now.
All right, head into the weekend by firing up the grill. Today is National Barbecue Day, celebrating meals cooked over charcoal, wood, or gas.
And many grillers have their own special barbecue sauce recipe, but many feature a mixture of ketchup, mustard, Worcester sauce, and even brown sugar, soy, and molasses.
That's right. Historians say the first documentation of barbecue was on the island of Hispaniola, and there's proof Christopher Columbus saw indigenous tribes there cooking meat over an open flame.
Interesting. All right, well, music fans are in for a treat with the upcoming American Music Awards.
On Thursday, it was announced Gwen Stefani, Gloria Estefan, Benson Boone, Lainey Wilson, and Renee Rapp will all perform during the show.
Blake Shelton will also take the stage, making his performance debut on the award show. All eyes will also be on Janet Jackson as she receives the Icon Award.
Ooh, she will also perform, marking her first televised performance since 2018. The American Music Awards will be hosted by Jennifer Lopez on May 26th.
All right, coming up next, you have a brand new weather photo.
Yep, well, we shared Rick's really cool, old school, what do you call it, collage. But yeah, your reason to smile, it's coming up.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Here comes the sun. Get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. Find your ride with the new 2025 Kia Carnival LXS. Named best in class for cargo and passenger space. Now just $38,990. Plus, get 3.9% interest for up to 48 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Taking care of your mental health and reducing stress is important. Are you getting enough sleep? Most adults require 7 to 9 hours each day to stay healthy. More at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Mental health services at Prosser Memorial Health's primary care clinics. Visit prosserhealth.org.
To be out here in God's creation, to have the strength and energy at 77 years of age is pure joy, even when repairing fence from wind damage. I rely on Mile Health with the amazing science-backed formula for muscle support. As we age, mobility, balance, and strength are vital to help us keep doing the things we love to do, like me here on our ranch. Plus, to have lean, strong muscles can help prevent falls and will help in recovery from surgery and injuries. Don't let age and muscle loss rob you of your strength and vitality. Be strong with Mile Health.
Mile Health is supported by 25 human clinical studies. Call the number on your screen now and take advantage of our special buy one, get one free offer. We're confident you'll feel results or your money back. Call now.
Woke up in the middle of the night. There was a male figure backing out of Jana's bedroom.
Just kept stabbing and stabbing.
Tonight, Jana Berry had been brutally stabbed in her own apartment.
We were all stunned.
2020 tonight on ABC.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
And welcome back. Finally, Friday. The events were insane. And all I can say about the events was like, it's spring, and you know what? Yeah. It gets busy. Everybody has something going on the weekend, but be prepared for anything weather-wise tomorrow. Yeah. Word of advice. All right, let's look at your reason to smile. This is from our good friend Dee in Walla Walla. Beautiful flowers. Those are irises. Mine are done. I made two or three different bouquets, but there's not. They're bye-bye now. I'm sad.
No.
So I wait for them all year. So thanks for that, Dee. QR code, top of your screen. That's how you get your photo on TV, thanks to our friends at Lifetime Dental Care. Real quick, tomorrow, like I said, anything goes. The map is showing wet all day. It's not going to just rain. It's going to be broken up, intermittent, and then those thunderstorm potentials are there as well. So the winds also on Sunday, pretty dramatic through the area. Things, though, next week, looking up.
App. Get the weather app.
The weather app. You know what? My favorite feature is it notifies
Right.
you when it's going to like start raining, and you can put whatever city you live in, and it literally goes, rain will be your way in 5 minutes. So get the app.
Get the app. Customizable. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hoping your news is good news.
Bye-bye.